loves. So today we're gonna do a mid-year wrap-up. I'm gonna talk about all the books that I have read so far from January to June because it just started July, it's July 2nd. So we're going to talk about every book I've read. I've only read 9, but that's okay because they were all good books and I enjoyed them all. So I've also DNF'd a couple because there are points where I just was like, I don't know what I want to read. Like, 5, 6. I've DNF'd at least 6 books. I'm not going to talk about my DNF books though. We're only going to talk about the books I finished. I also have a really bad migraine. And I was trying to get the migraine to go away, but I wanted to be productive. So anyway, I'm not gonna have the physical book because a good portion of these books are digital anyway. Oh yeah, that is 9. But I'm gonna put them up on the screen. I'm gonna put them right here. Me being special and things. And yeah, I'm actually going to connect my microphone. Connecting my microphone because I felt like I was mumbling. But anyway, let's start. So the first book I read this year was Sweet Venom by Rena Kent. Well, I started it, I believe, in December when it came out. And then I read it up until, what did I read? I read it and then I decided I was going to try to read Christmas books. I read one Christmas book and I hated that book, and then I read Sweet Venom. I gave Sweet Venom a 2.5 stars. I just really wasn't interested. It wasn't my favorite book. Like, the first one, Beautiful Venom, I gave 5 stars. I was like, this is the best thing I've ever read. I love it so much. Oh my god. And then Sweet Venom, I was like, this is not it. Like, compared to Beautiful Venom, where the FMC was very, headstrong and, knew what she wanted to do and didn't take crap from anybody, even her man. And we go from her to her sister. Now, they're not bio sisters, but they're still sisters. Her sister, who doesn't talk back, doesn't take crap, takes all the crap, doesn't, do anything. I was just, kind of disappointed, and I really wanted to like Jude, but Jude kept pissing me off. So, but yeah. And now Tempting Venom's out, and I'm reading that, and I'm so freaking happy because I've been waiting for Tempting Venom since his first book. Anyway. Also, y'all like my it's not a new setup. My books are still over there, and I will be back to sitting in front of my books. Not today, because that corner is really dark, and I didn't feel like turning on my overhead lights, especially with the migraine. So I was just like, I'm just gonna sit facing the windows on my bed. So, Sweet Venom, 2.5 stars. The second book I've read is Play Along. That's book 4 in the Windy City series. And oh my god, Isaiah Rhodes is my favorite guy ever. Like, he's my favorite male main character. Not ever. I think he is number 1 in my book boyfriends right now. Let's check that, actually. My TV turned off. Anyway. Here. No, he's not. He got dethroned recently. I forgot. But he's like number 2. But Isaiah Rhodes is, oh my god, I love him so much. I so badly want to. I was realizing this as I was reading Play Along, but I so badly want to be like Miller Montgomery from Caught Up and Isaiah Rhodes, but I am very much a Kennedy K and Kai Rhodes person. Like, I'm the more organized, more calm one. But I loved him. Isaiah Rhodes. Anyway, I loved him. I loved Kennedy. I loved that she was working hard for what she wanted. I didn't love that she was a underappreciated female in a male-dominated field. But as somebody who wants to study to become a doctor in and of itself, not the same kind of doctor she is, but a doctor in and of itself, I was like, oh my god, same girl. So yeah. But I loved them so much, and they made my heart so happy, and I literally cried at the end of that book. Like, not when something happens, I can't. I'm. This is me trying so hard not to spoil books, guys. Y'all don't even understand. Because like when I talk to Josh, I just yap because I know he's not gonna read the book. But anyway, when I was reading it, I literally like something happened and I literally started bawling and I was like, oh my god. Also, Sweet Venom, I started crying at the end and I was at work when I started crying and all my coworkers were like, are you okay? And I was like, no. But the book. So. Anyway, then I read In Her Own League, which was one of my anticipated reads for the year. Y'all, I have a video coming out. That's my anticipated reads. It's 3 reads, but it's 3 reads that I was super freaking excited about to come out, and I hope y'all enjoy that video when it comes out. It should be coming out soon because I am reading the last book right now, but I hope you guys enjoy. Anyway, In Her Own League by Liz Tom480 was also 5 stars. I loved, because, you know, you get to see Monty. You got to see Monty like in caught up and play along, but you're seeing him as, you know, father figure, you know, coach guy. But then you get him in this book and you see him as like a guy and you're like, oh. And then she's so good at women in male dominated fields. Like, you don't even understand. You have Reese, and Reese, oh my god, Reese was so strong headed and she knew not to take shit from anybody, and I loved it so much. But she also like was insecure, and she like had insecurities, which real girl. And she was a plus size woman, and I was like, hell yeah, I appreciate me a good plus size woman in a book. So I was like, oh, that book. Oh, I was so freaking happy. And at one point, I think, if he's still on here, he is number 3 in my book boyfriends. Number 3, y'all. Y'all don't even get it. Y'all don't even get it. Pretty sure my brothers are listening and I'm yapping. But y'all don't understand. This is so freaking. Y'all don't even understand the way I loved these characters. Anyway, then I read Rewind It Back by Liz Tom480. I finished out that whole series. I was like, I need to finish it. I need to get the ending. I need it. So, oh my god, Rewind It Back. I loved. Second Chance. Hallie. Rio. Rio was so cute, so sweet, so everything. Hallie was so cute. I loved her. I loved her vibes. I loved that she was working hard for what she cared about, but she also still cared about her father. I loved all of it. I'm saying I loved a lot, but these, like, I gave these books 5 stars. I gave all 3 of these books 5 stars, and I don't know how to say other words, apparently. But, like, oh my god. Like, the found family, I literally just wrote this in my reading journal. The found family in this book was so freaking good. Like, watching them wrap everything up and have all the characters be together, and like there was a jump in time, because I think it was a jump in time in real life when she published these 2 books. No, never mind. I lie. Me when I lie. But anyway, there was a jump in time. Like, you go from the end of Play Along, where, you know, guys, you go from the end of Play Along where, you know, they're just all couples, and like, yes, they're having kids and stuff, but like, you jump, guys, the headache is killing me. You jump to Rewind It Back where they're all old enough to talk and to have interactions, and all their kids are friends, and you're just sitting there and you're like, holy crap, I'm not okay. So, yeah, I absolutely adored, and I adored, like, a lot of people get mad, not with this book in particular, but I feel like a lot of people get mad when you read a second chance romance and the reason that they broke up was something random. This book, the reason they broke up, I literally was like, oh, I can understand that. And like, I mean, I've never done, I don't, but like, I was like, oh, I can understand that. I would be mad too. And oh my God. So, anyways, I have to move on because I've read so many freaking good books so far this year. Like I can't play this game anymore. Then I read Love Song by Elle Kennedy, which is also a new release. And oh, like y'all, freaking y'all, Blake Logan and Wyatt Graham. That's all I have to say. In my own mind, that's all I have to say. Literally, ooh, because Blake, I resonated so aggressively with her and the fact that she didn't know what she wanted to do with her life, and like she's almost done with college, but she doesn't know what she wants to do. She's changed her major so many times. She feels like there's nothing she can do, like all this stuff. So she goes to get away, and then Wyatt's there, and she's like, ugh. And I can also like, I'm not in. I don't feel like I'm in anybody's shadow, but I can also understand Wyatt's side of the thing where he feels like he's in his parents' shadows, and he feels like he's not enough, and I understand that too. I loved them. I loved the Spencers. Ooh, the Spencers were so funny. I loved the entire second gen like way they all interacted. I haven't read the Graham Effect. I don't know if they interact like that in the Graham Effect, but I loved the way they all interacted in this book. I literally at the end of that book was like, this is what her next book is going to be. And then she announced Bad Idea, and I was like, I was so freaking right. So, if that tells y'all anything, it should tell you that I am so freaking excited for Bad Idea. So excited. Yeah. Anyway, so then I rated that book 4.5 stars. 4.5 stars because I was on a roll with 5 stars, and I was like, y'all, my head hurts. Y'all, I'm back. My my phone said I had no storage, so then I had to go transfer. I had to go transfer all of my videos onto my Mac, and then after I was transferring all of my videos onto my Mac, my migraine got so much worse, so I had gone down and I got my compress, and I laid here and I literally took like a 2-hour nap. Y'all don't even understand. It was the best nap of my life. So, now I'm back, and we're going to talk about the 4 books I have left, because I think I left off on Love Song. I loved Love Song. I was so happy to be in their world again, and like, listen to them, like, to the way they banter like their siblings, even though most of them aren't siblings. It made my heart so happy. So yeah. Next, I reread The Deal by Elle Kennedy. I reread this right before the off-campus show came out because I was in a little off-campus obsessed state of mind. I was ready for the show to come out. So I read it, and I think I finished it right before the show did come out. No, I finished it before, and then I read The Chase. I did. Yeah, so I reread The Deal. I gave it 5 stars the second time through. I don't think I gave it 5 stars the first time, but the second time through I gave it 5 stars, and oh my god, it was so much fun. I had so much fun re-seeing them as people, and then since I had reread it when the show came out and I watched it, I was like, huh, this is different, huh, this is different, huh, this is different, and then the second time I rewatched it, I was able to point out all the differences to Josh and be like, let me tell you, because I wanted to be annoying. But yeah, I had a really fun time. I love Hannah. I love Gara. I love everybody, and I'm going to reread The Mistake next. I'm going to reread the entire off-campus series while I'm also reading the Brighter You series. So yeah. Anyways, next I read The Chase. I gave The Chase 3.5 stars. I was really excited. For Colin Fitzgerald's story, and honestly, Summer, I was like, I like you. you have a lot of energy and a lot more energy than I have, but I like you. And so I was really excited for their book, but it wasn't everything I wanted, and it was a little meh. There wasn't a third act breakup that I can remember, so that was good. I loved that because I, but there wasn't like, it wasn't anything for me to write home about. I loved Brenna, and she's in the next book. I loved all of the banter, but yeah, there wasn't really anything super amazingly, perfectly. I need to tell everybody in this world that this is the new book, best book ever. So yeah, but yeah, it was really fun, and I'm really excited to read the rest of that series, and then continue on because I love Elle Kennedy's writing. But yeah, the next book I read, I love the way I just go. But yeah, anyway, um, the next book I read was Shield of Sparrows. That is because it was the book club pick book for Larry Reed's book club on Fable. And I was like, I don't know what to read. I'm not really eyeball reading anything, but I also don't want to, like, I didn't know what I wanted to read. So they were reading Shield of Sparrows, and I was like, huh, let's see. And it is on Spotify audiobooks, and I have audiobook hours. So I was like, oh, well, we'll physically read it, we'll listen to it, we'll do that immersive reading experience. And oh my god, y'all, this book was so freaking good. I made like 3 TikToks about it. Y'all don't even understand. Like, I'm not a big like making TikTok person because I get nervous when I'm making TikToks, but I made 3 TikToks about it. Y'all don't even get it. And literally somebody commented on one of my TikToks and was like, the second book gets even better. And I am scared to start the second book. Because I started it and then I had to put it down because it has multiple POVs. And like the first book was all in the one POV. So I was like, okay, we're not going to read this yet just because it's multiple POVs. There is a third book coming out. So I will have to read this book soon. However, it made me a little nervous. I did say earlier that Isaiah Rhodes got dethroned as my favorite book boyfriend. He got dethroned by The Guardian in this book, in Shield of Sparrows. Like, oh, The Guardian, literally, I died. Like, even before he got shown as, like, he got overly outed as the love interest, I was like, this man, I like him. I pick him. I keep him. Can I have him? So, yeah. And then, like, oh, it was so good. I enjoyed it so freaking much. I'm so excited to read the next book. Like, just to let y'all know how much I love The Guardian, I was going to make all my book boyfriends on my Tomodachi Life Island. I've only made one so far, but literally the only one I made was The Guardian. And I was like, ah, so, yeah. Anyways, 5 stars. Oh my god, I'm so excited to read the second book, but also really, really nervous and might need to read the audiobook. So, besides the point. Then the last book I have read in the first 6 months of this year is Dungeon Crawler Carl. I read Dungeon Crawler Carl because I was kind of slumping. I was DNFing like every book I picked up. I was really, really excited for Tempting Venom because Tempting Venom was coming out at the end of June, and I started this book in the middle of June. I was very, very excited for Tempting Venom. I didn't want to get into anything too like absorbing because like Tempting Venom's coming out. I am reading Tempting Venom when it comes out. So I was like, ooh, the people on TikTok have recommended me Dungeon Crawler Carl. So I made a TikTok. I was like, hey guys, is this gonna consume me? Am I going to live and like need to read this book constantly? Half the people said yes, half the people said no. Everybody said listen to the audiobook. So that is what I did. I listened to the audiobook, and oh my god, the audiobook is so funny. It's narrated by one guy, and the one guy did all these voices, and it's so good. So I gave that book a 4-star. I will be reading the second book. I'm trying to decide if that's what I'm going to spend my Audible credit on this month. But it was so funny. Like, I literally was cackling half the time. Like, ooh, because it's a lit RPG. It's a Dungeons and Dragons kind of vibe. It's a dungeon crawler, which is a game type. It was so good. Like, I don't know how to explain it without like taking what the internet has explained it as, or just overly sharing and having people be like, well, no, I can't read the book. But it was so freaking, I was laughing. I literally, like, there was one day I just listened to it while playing my game, and that's when I finished it. I sat there for 8 hours and listened to a book and played a game. Like, I didn't do anything else, but oh, it was so good. And I literally went to my father and I said, Dad, this book is so funny and I think you would laugh and I think you would enjoy it. And he was like, okay, so maybe my dad will read it. But yeah, that was all. I gave Dungeon Crawler Carl 4 stars, by the way, y'all. I can't remember if I said that. I'm going to love editing this. But that was all 9 of the books that I have read this first 6 months of 2026. I'm hoping to read more the second half, as the first half I was doing my full-time job at Disney. Now I am currently unemployed. I'm trying to make this YouTube thing more frequent. So I'm hoping to read more then, and even if I don't, I will have a part-time job, and I'm currently a student. So those are my issues. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys pick up a book that I just said. Although they're all very like not common, very, what is the word? Very trendy books. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Please comment if you've read any of these books, if you've enjoyed any of these books, and I hope you guys enjoyed. I will see you guys in the next video, which hopefully will be my anticipated reads, but we'll see what happens. Love you guys so much.